When I started thinking through my plans for this spring, I set about to keep 3 objectives in mind. The first objective was to help Trip kill his first turkey. That was priority number 1. Second, I wanted to take Maddie hunting some and help her learn the ropes. If she got to shoot a bird, it would be gravy. But honestly, I was just trying to keep my expectations modest, and I was looking forward to the opportunity to spend time with her in the woods. My third objective was a little less specific. I wanted to stay in Tennessee for the majority of the time that our season was open. In years past, I've spent most of April traveling hard and trying to kill other people's turkeys, but this spring, for whatever reason, I just wanted to hunt from the house more and make time to spend time with the kids. There's really only one way to accurately and concisely describe the way this turkey season has played out. Textbook. Since the earliest days in South Florida, it's felt like every time I've wanted a gobbler to be in a place that he was not only there, but that he was willing to die. And not just die in a weird Hail Mary, crawl a million yards sort of fashion. I mean die in the cut twice and yelp once and knock off the safety because he's coming fast and he wants to die sort of way. It's just been one of those springs where just about every move has been the right one. Whether by divine intervention or exemplary skill or dumb luck, I'll probably never know, but I'll take it. There have been a few tough mornings here and there, and there was even one morning that I never heard a gobble. But by and large, 2020 has been a vast collection of textbook turkey hunts, the kind where you get close on the roost and they come to you willing to die long before the sun has time to warn you. Deep in South Florida on the second morning of season, Kirk and I found ourselves in the most beautiful cypress dome on the planet. From the time of first gobble until the time of death, it couldn't have been more than 3 minutes. We got steamrolled so fast that Austin never even got the chance to hit the record button. Textbook mid-morning hunt. A few days later on the Mississippi opener, Joseph and I heard 2 gobbles on the roost and then not another sound. So we worked our way around a huge draw and got on the same ridge that we thought they'd been roosted on. He was dead in a matter of minutes after the second time that we yelped. Textbook public land eastern. 4 days later, I met Pender and Lovey from Chasing Spring, and wouldn't you know it, another couple of textbook Mississippi roost hunts. We left Mississippi and went to South Georgia to hunt the giant pine plantations with Trey and Bobby Sears, and 2 mornings in a row, textbook hunts right off the roost. By the time the Tennessee Youth Opener rolled around, I was starting to feel pretty salty about my chances of getting Trip a bird. So when my dad called to say that he'd roosted a longbeard all by his lonesome self, in my mind, he was as good as dead. He was roosted on the end of a long finger ridge that runs off the prettiest wheat field just down the road from my parents' house. And so as the sun rose the next morning, another epic textbook roost hunt unfolded exactly the way I had dreamed about it the night before. Only Trip missed. And then promptly redeemed himself on a different bird. Textbook turkey hunting. You just never know what's going to happen next. A few days later, Maddie was up to bat, and again we were fortunate to have roosted several the night before. So we got up early and got in position while it was still very dark. We watched the entire flock fly down, 11 in total. 4 jakes broke first and marched to us in half strut. Maddie made a perfect shot, and we were back at the house celebrating another textbook hunt with bacon and eggs before most Americans were out of bed. So with the pressure to get Trip and Maddie a bird gone, Dad and I decided to take Trip on a regular old normal turkey hunt. You know, just get to a good listening spot and hope to hear one on the roost, and then go from there based on what you hear. Several birds gobbled good on the roost, but they were on a neighboring farm, so we decided to make a good hide and wait them out. We called every 15 or so minutes for the entire morning, and at 11:30, two longbeards finally broke loose and started to make their way towards us. A couple of minutes later, a textbook double with your granddaddy. What more could an 8-year-old want out of a turkey season? There are plenty more stories from this spring, and I could go on and on and on. What a time it has been to be alive. Whereas duck season seems to be the epitome of chaos and crowds, spring turkey season is equally the epitome of peace and solitude. There's an intimacy to turkey season that I love so much. And years from now, when I look back on the spring of 2020, it will be a collection of intimate moments with some of the most special people in my life that I will remember most. Textbook turkeys.